So incredible.
Vanderbilt is irreplaceable.
The best time of my life.
Exciting.
Humbling.
Vanderbilt is home.
You gotta give me a second. Message to my family. I love you guys. I came a really, really long way. And I did it.
I've been challenged here at Vanderbilt, but in overcoming these challenges, I have gained a sense of confidence about myself and my abilities, and learning about abilities that I never knew I had.
Anyone that graduates from Vanderbilt will touch lives, and they will go out and do amazing things.
While I'm sad to move on to what's next, I feel very confident that having been at Vanderbilt, I am prepared to do whatever the next phase has to offer.
With the Vanderbilt education, anything is possible. So we all are empowered in the big way or in a small way to have the opportunity to change the world where we are, wherever we go. Do all you can with what you have and the time you have and the place you are.
I can change the world. And I think that it's important for all of us graduating to remember that, and that everything you do and every encounter that you have every day impacts someone. And that little impact is changing the world.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, graduates and families and friends, welcome. My name is Paul Lim. I'm the Faculty Senate Chair and a professor in the Divinity School this year. At this general ceremony, Founders Marshal medals will be awarded and all degrees will be conferred, after which time recipients of graduate and graduate professional degrees will depart with their faculties and friends to receive diplomas in separate ceremonies. All undergraduates receiving degrees from the College of Arts and Science, the Blair School of Music, the School of Engineering, and Peabody College will receive their diplomas from this platform right here. At this time, it is now my honor to introduce Vanderbilt's 8th Chancellor, noted legal scholar and professor of law, Nicholas S. Zeppos.
Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2015, families and friends, today represents a truly joyful celebration of our mission as a great university. On this beautiful, glorious day, not inside Memorial Gym, we recognize our graduates in their commitment to the betterment of themselves and to our society through the gift of education. These bright young men and women will help guide not only the future of this university, but also of our nation and globe. Vanderbilt is grounded in a rich history, distinguished by many traditions. Chief among them is the recognition of emeriti faculty at commencement. I invite Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Susan Wente, and Vice Chancellor for Health Affairs and Dean of the School of Medicine, Jeffrey Balzer, to present the retiring members of their faculty, whom we recognize with the title of Emerita or Emeritus.
Will the Professors Emeriti from University Central please stand to be recognized? I will now call your names to acknowledge your contribution to Vanderbilt. Robert L. Galloway, Jr., Professor of Biomedical Engineering Emeritus, Professor of Neurological Surgery Emeritus, Professor of Surgery Emeritus. Stephen P. Heinemann, Professor of International Education Policy Emeritus. Douglas A. Knight, Drusilla Moore Buffington Professor of Hebrew Bible Emeritus. Russell M. McIntyre, Jr., Senior Lecturer in Philosophy Emeritus. M. Douglas Meeks, Cal Turner Chancellor's Professor of Theology and Wesleyan Studies Emeritus. Molly F. Miller, Professor of Earth and Environmental Sciences Emerita. Terry L. Page, Professor of Biological Sciences Emeritus. Jack M. Sassoon, Mary Jane Worthen Professor of Jewish Studies and Hebrew Bible Emeritus. Roland Schnellner, Senior Artist Teacher of Piano Emeritus. Robert E. Stammer, Jr., Professor of Civil and Environmental Engineering Emeritus. Christina Teal, Professor of Violin Emeritus.
Will the professors emeriti from the School of Medicine, School of Nursing please stand to be recognized? I will now call your names to acknowledge your contributions to Vanderbilt. Esther Eisenberg, Professor of Obstetrics and Gynecology Emerita. Akuni Ichikawa, Professor of Pediatrics Emeritus. And C. Leon Partain, Professor of Radiology and Radiological Sciences Emeritus.
It is my distinct honor to pay tribute to these professors emeriti, our friends and colleagues. It's also my honor to present and recognize several other important individuals whose dedicated service is woven deeply into the fabric of this university. Please hold your applause until everyone has been recognized, and then please join me in thanking them for their loyal commitment to Vanderbilt. With us today are members of the Vanderbilt Board of Trust, who under the leadership of Board Chairman Mark Dalton, serve as generous fiduciaries and pillars of this institution. I am very, very pleased to acknowledge and give a warm welcome to the members of the class of 1965 who are celebrating with us today. Through their achievements, our 50th reunion class members stand as beacons, and their life stories exemplify the value of a Vanderbilt education. Also with us today is the president of the Alumni Association, who devotes herself and her valuable time to engage the involvement of Vanderbilt alumni, over 135 alumni around the world. I would like to also salute our faculty members. These are the dedicated men and women who symbolize, and through their actions every day, they show the heart of the Vanderbilt experience. Through their teaching, mentoring, advising, discovering, counseling, Vanderbilt students receive not only a world-class education, but also a nurturing environment to explore, to discover, and to mature. Our faculty, my colleagues, deserve enormous gratitude for the important role they've played in guiding these fine young people, these young scholars in their journey. Professors emeriti, members of the Board of Trust, 50th reunion class members, president of the Alumni Association, and my colleagues on the faculty, will you please stand so we may express our appreciation. Let me also take a moment to expend a heartfelt and special thanks to the many commencement volunteers, the extraordinary dedicated plant operations staff, the Vanderbilt Police Department, and our Life Flight crew members. It is their dedicated efforts that showcase the warmth and the caring embrace of our campus beauty, and their diligent work makes for Commencement Week to work seamlessly. Thank you very much. I also want to recognize in a very special way my good friend and our university marshal, Roy Gottfried. If you're ever struggling with difficult literature and you feel like taking a tour with James Joyce, call Roy on speed dial. For the past 13 years, this dedicated university citizen has served in this important role. It is vital to the success, the majesty, and organization and timeliness of this special day. I've told Roy with his organizational skills, he probably could make Southwest Airlines runs even more on time. These university marshal duties include the oversight of the 40 faculty marshals, a capacity in which Roy himself served over the span of 2 decades. Now, Roy estimates that he's marshaled in his official capacity 34, 35 commencements. He told me you kind of lose track after 30. Fortunately, Vanderbilt will continue to benefit from Roy's enormous talents as he begins, yes, his 40th year, his 4th decade, teaching at Vanderbilt. Roy, let me thank you, and let's applaud Roy for his leadership and stewardship. Now let me turn the stage over to the Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Susan Wente, and Vice Chancellor for Health Affairs and Dean of the School of Medicine, Jeffrey Balzer, as they present the Founders Medals, a historic tradition that has distinguished the Vanderbilt Commencements for 137 years.
These awards were endowed by Cornelius Vanderbilt in their first year of presentation in 1877. And today, the presentation of the Founders Medals continues that tradition of honoring the student graduating with first honors from each of Vanderbilt's schools. Vice Chancellor and Dean of the Medical School, Jeff Balzer, and I will now present the 2015 Founders Medalists. Danielle Jessup Bojan. From Westfield, Michigan, is this year's Founders Medalist for the College of Arts and Science and is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts. Danielle is completing an honors thesis in the Department of History, comparing the experiences of populations of refugees who fled from Algeria to France in 1962. Fluent in French, she carried out research for her project in government archives in Marseille. Danielle also participates in Momentum Dance Company and in Vanderbilt Off-Broadway. Following graduation, Danielle will pursue a PhD in French history and plans a career as a professor of history. Eleonora Grace Pertz. From Ashtabula, Ohio, is this year's Founders Medalist for the Blair School of Music and is graduating with a Bachelor of Music degree in piano performance and a second major in European Studies. Nora has been an active campus leader and is a member of Kappa Delta sorority. She studied abroad last year in Vienna, Austria, where she interned at the Vienna State Opera. A lover of languages, she graduated from Middlebury German Language School and taught English while abroad. After a summer internship at the Washington National Opera, she will return to Vienna for her graduate studies in collaborative piano at the Vienna Conservatory this fall. Akash Umakantha. From Westchester, Ohio, is this year's Founders Medalist for the School of Engineering and is graduating with a Bachelor's of Engineering in Electrical and Biomedical Engineering. Oshkosh has been a researcher at the Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory, Vanderbilt's Radiation Effects and Reliability Group, and Vanderbilt's Department of Psychology. He has presented his research on models of decision-making at international conferences. Akash has been an engineering tutor, Vanderbilt student volunteer for science, and is a member of Tau Beta Pi. Next fall, Akash will attend Carnegie Mellon University to pursue doctoral studies in neural computation and machine learning. Sally Catherine Nichols. From Worthington, Ohio, is this year's Founders Medalist for the Peabody College and is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Elementary Education with a second major in Special Education. A Peabody Scholar, National Merit Scholar, and recipient of a Peabody Dean's Achievement Scholarship, Sally is an accomplished mentor and promising teacher. As Program Director for TAP, the after-school program, Sally recruited over 200 student mentors to commit to weekly service. She founded United Nashville, an intra-university student service organization for the Nashville community. Next year, Sally will head to Austin, Texas, where she'll be teaching special education in kindergarten through 3rd grade. Naomi Kathleen Yoder. From Knoxville, Tennessee, is this year's Founders Medalist for the Divinity School and is graduating with a Master of Divinity degree. As a Brandon Scholar and as a fellow in the Cal Turner Program for Moral Leadership in the Professions, Naomi pursued her interest in pastoral theology and care through chaplaincy at the Vanderbilt Children's Hospital, through congregational ministry at the Community Mennonite Church in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and through prison ministry at Riverbend Maximum Security Institution in Nashville. Having earned her degree from the Divinity School, Naomi currently is discerning pastoral placement in the Mennonite Church, USA. Nicholas Carter Gordon. From Charlotte, North Carolina, is this year's Founders Medalist for the Owen Graduate School of Management and is graduating with a Master's of Business Administration. Nick was a peer coach for first-year students and a leader in the consulting club. He continued to serve on the Board of Care for AIDS, a nonprofit organization he worked to build in Kenya after graduating from Vanderbilt in 2009. Nick is also a Dean's Scholar and recipient of the Bruce D. Henderson Scholarship. With his wife, Jane, Nick will be moving to Atlanta, Georgia to work for the Boston Consulting Group. Robin E. Frazier from Lexington, Kentucky, is this year's Founders Medalist for the Law School and is graduating with a Juris Doctorate. Robin is a Thomas R. McCoy Scholar and received numerous academic honors, including the Archie B. Martin and Robert F. Jackson Memorial Prizes. She served as articles editor for the Vanderbilt Law Review and executive problem editor for the Moot Court Board, and was a recipient of the John A. Kortner Championship Award. Robin will clerk for the Honorable John Rogers, U.S. Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit in Lexington, Kentucky. Renee Rafamo from Libreville, Gabon, is this year's Founders Medalist for the Graduate School and is graduating with a PhD in pharmacology. Renee conducted research that combined his passion for drug discovery and desire to fight vector-borne illnesses. His research contribution was lauded by distinctions awarded by the Society for General Physiologists, the Vanderbilt Institute for Chemical Biology, and the Vanderbilt Anesthesiology Department. In addition, he participated in student organizations to foster diversity in research. Renee is currently a postdoctoral associate at Duke University, where he's conducting research on malaria.
Morgan Decline from Pennington, New Jersey is this year's Founders Medalist for the School of Nursing and is graduating with a Master's of Science of Nursing degree in the dual nurse midwifery family nurse practitioner program. Morgan focused her research practice and volunteer activities on improving care for underserved women. She developed and implemented a preventative health education program for the Well Women exam process. She researched interventions to reduce mother-to-child HIV transmission in Mozambique and earned a graduate certificate in global health. She plans to practice as a nurse midwife and family nurse practitioner in underserved areas and pursue doctoral studies. Sham Jant Deshpande from Nashville, Tennessee is this year's Founders Medalist for the School of Medicine and is graduating with a Doctor of Medicine. Sham has been actively involved in medical education, making significant contributions to academic mentoring of fellow students. He was elected into the AOA Honor Society, received the Amos Christie Award, honoring a student who embodies characteristics of the ideal pediatrician, and was recognized by his classmates with the Canby Robinson Society Ideal Physician Award. Sham will complete his residency in pediatrics at Boston Children's Hospital and pursue a career in pediatric critical care medicine.
Let me again welcome these remarkable graduates of the class of 2015. Today we gather to acknowledge that you have earned the recognition and the high esteem of your great university. We also want to take time to acknowledge with gratitude the many faculty, all of the family members and friends who have during this time, this very important passage, have been showing you the way, supported you in your efforts, and shared with you the ups, downs, and great joys of this journey. Now, as Chancellor, I'm especially honored to have the privilege of offering you a very fond and proud farewell on behalf of the university. But I get to do a little bit more than that. As this day grew closer, I spoke with some of you while walking across campus, or in the class that I teach every spring, and at just various other gatherings. And I wanted to know, what are you going to do? What are your plans? What concerns do you have? What do you think about your future? I was genuinely interested in what you had to say, not only because you're at this point of departure, but also because I have this rare opportunity to say something today that might actually turn out to be helpful at some point, however distant that might be. Any parent watching a child packed to go anywhere knows what this moment of farewell feels like. It's weighted with great pride, love, uncertainty, and that urgent desire to know what's in my child's heart. Did you remember to take your coat? Do you know how to get there? Do you have enough money? Promise to text me when you arrive. Is there anything I can say that will help you make yourself feel more confident about your very bright future? Now, one of the most important things we all love about Vanderbilt is that strong sense of balance achieved in so much of what we do. We always talk about being in balance. Now, we know there are many great colleges and universities across this land, but I think what really distinguishes Vanderbilt is our sense of equilibrium. We're a distinguished academic institution, yet we put a premium on living and learning in a very well-rounded, balanced social community. We strive to offer the very best of the liberal arts, while also maintaining our reputation as, quite simply, one of the greatest research universities in the world. Here, a student can be a poet and an engineer, an aspiring vocalist on the way to becoming a physician, or a physician who we just know is going to be a brilliant bench scientist. We can wander across this often quiet, leafy campus, yet we're smack in the middle of one of the most vibrant, youthful, and authentic cities in America. How many universities can say they've got a hit television show named after their college town? I watch it all the time. I keep waiting for Deacon to call me. Jeff, keep your eye on him. There's so many experiences to cherish at Vanderbilt, and as you leave, you'll remember them. There are ways of learning, serving, caring for each other, and living a good life that you will try to replicate in the rest of your life. Now, before you receive your degrees, and we do say goodbye, I want to share with you what I think is the most important kind of balance that you have practiced at Vanderbilt. And the very most important one that you should try hardest to foster in the years ahead. It concerns the crucial interplay, the balance between passion and reason. How does one lead a meaningful life with great passion and also balance those passions in the light of inquiry, reason? Now, when you arrived at Vanderbilt, you were told by many, sometimes by me, explore broadly, take a range of classes to find your passion. Now, that counsel is so important. Finding what gets you up in the morning, what do you want to work on every day, and what gets you through the inevitable challenges that life brings is what is meant by finding your passion. And there's nothing longer than a day or more unfulfilling than a life spent doing something that one does not enjoy with the greatest of energy, with passion. Sometimes recognizing your passion takes a while. This process of discovery will happen throughout your life, but it happened here at Vanderbilt, in every one of your schools. For example, a law student enters law school, convinced she wants to do corporate law. That is what she wants to do. But she finds out she's fascinated by international human rights law. A student may enter medical school, certain that surgery is his calling, only to discover that pediatric oncology sparks his passion to care for youngsters and families dealing with the emperor of all maladies. We all know at the beginning, the most popular major for the undergraduate is undecided. There's nothing wrong with that. A freshman is in a seminar on the Vietnam War. Professor Schwartz takes that seminar, sparks an interest in history, and leads to a career as a college history professor. We are all truly lucky when we just know in our heart and in our mind that we have found our passion. Yet finding your passion alone does not define the Vanderbilt experience, nor is it what makes this place, Vanderbilt, unique. Passion alone can lead one far astray. Passion unchecked can narrow your vision, leaving it lacking in rich shades and subtle hues. Too much passion can make you closed-minded. Suddenly, people who disagree with you, they're not seen as reasonable interlocutors, but they can be dismissed or demonized. Means can justify ends. The passionate leader can lead a society, a people, humanity astray. What experiences work to balance this sometimes fervent and one-sided passion? What is distinctive about finding your passion at Vanderbilt? Interestingly, it's the very same ones that ignite your passion to begin with. You go into class and you're inspired by a professor who becomes a mentor, and they arouse those deep passions and those interests. We so admire our professor's brilliance, her seeming knowledge about every possible area in which we pursue questions, and her ability to naturally foster an illuminating discussion with contrasting different, strongly held viewpoints. Your work, your professor's work with you, they occur intensely in this intense, but yet very artificially constructed setting of a university classroom, a university laboratory, in the spaces that the students, the faculty, and the staff decant to after class ends to continue that discussion. And these discussions, they're always put to the ultimate test. Those things that you might dread, but yet are so important. Yes, the examination, the paper that you have to write before you could pick up your cap and gown, peer review, or an oral recitation, or vocal performance. These discussions, these interactions, they don't give a lot of points for shouting or ad hominem attacks, nor are they really designed to narrow the mind. Yes, they are intense, they are foundational, and they put you on notice that a very well-argued position, grounded in the knowledge, is prized and oftentimes held up as an example. As we know, you go into class, you go out of class, you get a paper back, questions are constant. How do you know that? Is that really true? Do you have any facts or learning to support that position? Now, the controversial or revisionist position is welcomed. That's the mission of a great research university. And it's expected to be argued passionately because oftentimes it's in the face of orthodoxy. But the argument is always with reason and knowledge being the boundaries and defining what are the rules of engagement. Now, to me, it is these precious settings for discourse, examination, argument, listening to informed and diverse views that really distinguished the university community. These are the settings where reason and convincing argument are practiced. They're refined. But just as passion without reason can prove perilous, reason without passion and its sibling, compassion, is empty, dangerous. One can reason toward bad means to justify even worse ends. Passion for what justice, equality, and fairness demand operate as a check when the rational is unjust, inhumane, and destructive. At crucial times, someone must stand up and simply declare, with really the deepest of conviction, I've thought about this. This is wrong. I cannot, in my heart and mind, countenance what is happening. Our history and our world's history are littered with unspeakable actions in the name of reason. From the perch of a distant and cruel bureaucracy, 5-year plans can be made and insisted upon as logical and reasoned. Yet catastrophic loss of life can follow in the face of this reasoning. Passion and reason together are a powerful combination. But isolated, it's often a sign, danger ahead. Fortunately for you, this balance has been the heart of your life at Vanderbilt. Your passions, always there, always developed, but held in check by tough questioning from faculty, from your peers, and indeed, the regularity of those examinations. But your region has always been tested against the passions for human flourishing and justice. So what about the new world you are now entering? I get to give this speech, and then I get to stay here to try to remain in balance. Is there a surplus of reason out there? Too little passion? Or is it that perfect balance, just like Vanderbilt? Now, I'd be less than candid if I didn't suggest to you that, at least from my perspective, the world might be a little long on passion, short on reason. Now, there are many explanations for this condition. I hear them often. You hear them often. There's a 24-hour news cycle. What my view is, turn it off then. Fragmentation of society is held up either as the cause or effect of this cycle. And there is the desire, always, for attention and fame. A news headline that says something like, both sides have good points on debate on X. It doesn't get a lot of click-throughs. Advertisers and authors really might covet those. We hear a lot about religious, economic, class, political polarization, and tragically, violence and killing in their names. Debates seldom really seek common ground, and they usually insist on finding only after some Manichaean struggle that there is indeed finally, once and for all, victor over vanquished. Whether our debates are uniquely passionate and divisive is a fair question. I think we tend to overstate the conditions in which we live. I think if I'd asked the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, he would probably say to me, I really wished I had it as easy as you all did. We'll leave this answer and further study to the historians and the political scientists. But whether it's the best of times, the worst of times, you'll need over the decades ahead to find in your work, your civic engagement, and yes, indeed, in your family life, that special balance between reason and passion. And that is what we treasure, and we want you to take from Vanderbilt. As you strive for it, try to keep this in mind. Seek out others who are different from yourself. You didn't come to Vanderbilt to be with people just like you. We are a community of so many faiths, classes, races, ethnicities, political perspectives. You have thrived in this quantum uncertainty. Also, keep in place that reserve of contingency. Yes, be passionate, be principled, and be confident in your views. But just as when you sat in your very first class, or you did what we all did, sat up late at night in a residence hall, or in the hospital lounge, or you just stared at a startling result in a laboratory, be ready to change your mind in the face of evidence and reason. Finally, keep reading. Keep reading books, not just blogs. Practice the same kind of curiosity that led you to sample an art history class, an African American literature class, a class in Asian philosophy. Don't ever worry if the pile of the unread books grows taller than the read books. It's only the closed or the fallow mind that says, you know what? I really think I've gotten to this point in my life where I've read everything I really need to or want to read. And finally, when you enter into these debates that you do and must enter into, and they will trigger great, passionate, and intense discussion and great disagreement. But try to remember the Vanderbilt path you pursued and our respect for that balance between reason and passion. You'll be engaged in polarizing arguments about, do charter schools work? Don't forget the path-breaking research done at Peabody and the work of Ellen Goldring. When you argue about fairness and racial inequities in our criminal justice system and our criminal sentencing system, think of the important work done by Colin Diane in the English department and Nancy King in our law school. Oh, what about fracking and potential environmental effects? As far as I can tell, there's been a lot of heat generated, and it's not all from the natural gas. Remember your classes in engineering and earth and environmental science and the insights of Professor George Hornberger. How should we really understand the all too often tragic, violent shootings of innocent people, sometimes by people with a terrible mental illness? Think of the School of Medicine's work, the School of Nursing's work, and think of Professor Jonathan Metzl in Medicine, Health, and Society. What are the causes and long-term consequences of the recent events in Baltimore? Surely, passionate debate. But remember your discussions with Professor Tony Brown in sociology and Professor Bill Collins in economics. Why do we spend so much money on health care, but we have such bad outcomes? That'll start an evening of argument to be started over breakfast the next day. Don't forget the important work done by the School of Nursing, the School of Medicine, Medicine, Health, and Society, and people like Professor Melinda Bunting. Finally, it's inevitable. You're going to be faced with tough ethical decisions in a global economy. Don't think that these choices are contingent, like the flip of a coin. Hold very close the many lessons and insights that Professor John Locke bestowed upon you. Yes, I am sure, I know it in my heart, I know it from my experience, you will all be fine when you cross this stage. You are in balance. I think Vanderbilt has been made so much better by each and every one of you. And we know that our great university has prepared you well to be in balance for the future. Good luck and farewell. Let's all thank Liam Michael Underwood, who is a junior in the Blair School of Music, for that joyful, beautiful musical performance. Okay, we have now arrived at that greatly anticipated moment that everyone, particularly our graduates, have all worked so diligently toward, the conferral of academic degrees. The charges that I will read to our graduates were penned by the late Chancellor Alexander Hurd, and they are part of Vanderbilt's legacy that has passed down through generations. These charges have been imparted to every graduate of this university since Chancellor Hurd's tenure. Graduates, in receiving these charges, you are joined to a lineage that precedes you, that will endure after you, and which flourishes because of you. First, Dean John Sloop will present the candidates for the degrees offered by the College of Arts and Science. Dean Sloop.
Will the candidates from the College of Arts and Science please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students for the degree of Bachelor of Arts. They have fulfilled the requirements established by the College of Arts and Science and are recommended by the faculty for the conferral of that academic degree.
I salute you for your academic achievements and distinctions, and in the name of an educated society, welcome you to all of the obligations and privileges of educated men and women. Congratulations, and please be seated. Dean Mark Waite will present candidates for the degrees of the Blair School of Music. Dean Waite.
Mr. Chancellor, will the candidates from the Blair School of Music please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students for the degree of Bachelor of Music. They have fulfilled the requirements established by the Blair School of Music, and they are recommended by the faculty for the conferral of that academic degree.
I salute you for the academic distinction you have earned in your study of the art of music, and I commend the use of your skills and knowledge to the exaltation of the human spirit and the preservation of human culture. Congratulations, and please be seated. Dean Philippe Fauché will present candidates for the degrees of the School of Engineering.
Will the candidates from the School of Engineering please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students for the degrees of Bachelor of Engineering, Bachelor of Science, and Master of Engineering. They have fulfilled the requirements established by the School of Engineering and are recommended by the faculty for the conferral of these academic degrees.
I congratulate you on the academic and professional foundations you have built for yourselves, and I commend to you the use of your exceptional training in the building of a better world for all people. Congratulations. Please be seated. Dean Camilla Bembo will present candidates for the degrees of Peabody College.
Will the candidates from Peabody College of Education and Human Development please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students for the degrees of Bachelor of Science, Master of Education, Master of Public Policy, and Doctor of Education. They have fulfilled the requirements established by Peabody College and are recommended by the faculty for the conferral of these academic degrees.
I salute you for your academic achievements and distinctions and commend the use of your training, your art, and your skill to the continued creation and sustenance of an enlightened and literate society. Congratulations, and please be seated. Dean Linda Norman will now present candidates for the degrees of the School of Nursing. Dean?
Will the candidates from the School of Nursing please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students for the degrees of Master of Science in Nursing and Doctor of Nursing Practice. They have fulfilled the requirements established by the School of Nursing and are recommended by the faculty for the conferral of these academic degrees.
I congratulate you on the academic and professional distinction you have earned, and I commend the use of your arts and your sciences to the healing care of humankind. Congratulations, and please be seated. I now call upon Dean Eric Johnson to present candidates for the degrees of the Owen Graduate School of Management.
Will the candidates from the Owen Graduate School of Management please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students for the degrees of Master of Business Administration, Master of Science and Finance, Master of Management in Healthcare, and Master of Accountancy. They have fulfilled the requirements established by the Owen Graduate School of Management and are recommended by the faculty for conferral of these academic degrees.
I congratulate you on the skills and distinction you have attained, and I commend the application of your advanced knowledge to the better management of society's institutions. Congratulations, and please be seated. Dean Emily Towns will present candidates for the degrees of the Divinity School.
Will the candidates from the Divinity School please stand? 78 strong. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students for the degrees of Master of Divinity and Master of Theological Studies. They have fulfilled the requirements established by the Divinity School and are recommended by the faculty for the conferral of these academic degrees.
I congratulate you on the educational distinction you have earned, and I commend to each of you a life of learned ministry and teaching to the spiritual welfare of all humanity. Congratulations, and please be seated. I now call upon Dean Chris Guthrie to present candidates for the degrees of the School of Law. Chris?
Will the candidates from the law school please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students for the degrees of Master of Laws and Doctor of Jurisprudence. They have fulfilled the requirements established by the law school and are recommended by the faculty for the conferral of these academic degrees.
I congratulate you on your command of the ways justice is attained and commend your exceptional training and urge you to seek the advancement of a truly just social order. Congratulations, and please be seated. Vice Chancellor for Health Affairs and Dean Jeffrey Balzer will now present candidates for the degrees of the School of Medicine.
Will the candidates from the School of Medicine please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students for the degrees of Doctor of Audiology, Master of Education of the Deaf, Master of Science Speech-Language Pathology, Master of Public Health, Master of Science in Clinical Investigation, Master of Laboratory Investigation, Doctor of Medical Physics, Master of Science in Medical Physics, Master of Health Professions Education, and Doctor of Medicine. They have fulfilled the requirements established by the School of Medicine and are recommended by the faculty for the conferral of these academic degrees.
I congratulate you on your distinguished attainment to the role of physician and caregivers, and I commend to you the lives of healing and service to the welfare of humankind. Congratulations, and please be seated. Finally, Vice Provost for Academic and Strategic Affairs and Dean John Geer will present candidates for the degrees of the graduate school.
Will candidates from the graduate school please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students for the degrees of Masters of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Liberal Arts and Science, Master of Fine Arts, and Doctor of Philosophy. They have fulfilled the requirements established by the graduate school and are recommended by the faculty for the conferral of these academic degrees.
I congratulate each of you on the advanced academic standing you have earned, and I commend to you the advancement of an educated society. I welcome you into the ancient and universal company of scholars. Congratulations, and please be seated. Now, could I ask the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, please stand again for particular notice? And could I ask the deans on the platform who have candidates receiving this degree also stand to honor these recipients? The Philosophiae Doctor is the very highest degree a university can bestow. Candidates, would you please turn to the audience to receive their appreciation and certainly Vanderbilt's appreciation for your highest accomplishments. Congratulations. Please be seated. Now let me invite all who have been presented for degrees, all to rise to have the degrees conferred. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Vanderbilt Board of Trust, by the vote of the faculties, I confer upon each of you the degrees for which you have qualified, and I extend to you the very best wishes of your alma mater now and for all the days of your lives. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing these remarkable graduates. Graduates, please be seated.
Just a couple of announcements. Recipients of bachelor degrees and their guests should remain on Alumni lawn. Your diploma awarding ceremony will begin shortly. Recipients of graduate and professional degrees and their guests should recess now and go to their individual diploma awarding ceremonies. You will find a list of locations and a map of these ceremonies on the inside back cover of your commencement program with suggested walking routes. Those walking to Magnolia Lawn or Peabody Mall, please note that you may use the pedestrian bridge to cross 21st Avenue. Guests requiring special assistance that are attending the Peabody, Owen, or graduate school ceremonies may take a shuttle running from West Side Row, which is this side right over here. Please assist the faculty marshals by keeping the aisles clear for the recession of faculty and degree recipients attending the graduate and professional diploma awarding ceremonies. After those parties have left the field, guests may then take the vacated seats once instructed by the faculty, marshals, and commencement staff. Thank you very much.
tangible representation recognizing the achievement you have justly earned. Now is the time for the awarding of diplomas. Graduates of the College of Arts and Science, please come forward to receive your diploma.
I present the May 2015 graduates of the College of Arts and Science. Ebenezer Abate, Matthew Noah Abemeyer, cum laude. Amanda Nicole Adis, Samuel Dawson Adkisson, summa cum laude. Patrick Christopher Ahern, Yimaj Abdurman Ahmed, cum laude. Sonia Amera, James Lafayette Akers, Olivia Faye Ackley, Bandar Khalid Al-Saif, magna cum laude. Sarah Alavi, Matthew John Albano, Eric Brandon Alini, Ashlyn Marie Alonji, Juliet Rachel Alper, Graham Albert, cum laude. Blair St. John Amarello, magna cum laude. Ariel Bianca Amzalag, cum laude. Eric Roland Anderson, Elizabeth Ann Angel, Ramesh Alexander Anamraju, Uchina Fredoline Ananobi, Maria de Jesus Armenta, Joseph Lee Armstrong, Jasmine Estelle Arrington, cum laude. Lauren Elizabeth Arsenault, Haley Jean Ashworth, cum laude. Morgan Elizabeth Asman, Priyanka Vishanathan Atreya, cum laude. Jacqueline Elizabeth Auerbach, cum laude. Dalton Hunter Autry, Dean John Bayless, Brittany Nicole Barbaro, Bailey Elizabeth Barron, Brandon Michael Barron, Leslie Darrell Barth, Danielle Jessup Beaujean, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Belair, Christopher Turner Bell, Juanita Bertha Bell, Jennifer Emily Belido, Jackson Mark Bennett, Jonathan Ernest Berger, Daniel Sheehan Burke, David Jordan Burke, Hannah Catherine Burke, Abigail Lynn Bernard, magna cum laude. Brian Hunter Bernstein, Justin Taylor Berry, Danielle Jamie Bertiger, Hannah Elizabeth Betts, Jessica Irene Beyer, cum laude. Marlise Maria Basinger, Amit Rajenda Bilgi, Amber Lynn Billingsley, Lauren Margaret Billy, cum laude. Tyler Lynn Bishop, Madeline McIntyre Black, Lauren Rachel Blair, summa cum laude. Kalila Omari Blake, Michael R. Block, Anna Elizabeth Blomer, Zachary Jordan Blumenfeld, summa cum laude. Emmanuel Boateng, Colton John Bodnovich, Wade Michael Boysch, Matthew Robinor Bookman, Eva Rose Botkin Kowacki, cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Bounds, Corey Mackenzie Bowen, Carolyn Caldwell Bowers, Daniel Reeves Bowles, Hunter Hall Bowman, Catherine Elizabeth Boyer, magna cum laude. Mitchell McKinley Boynton, summa cum laude. Andrew Brash, Catherine Mossman Brassfield, cum laude. Jacob Matthew Brenner, Timothy Joseph Brichetto, Kyle Lathrop Brisbane, Patrick Brooks, Nicholas K. Bravender, Austin Connor Brown, Catherine Valentine Brown, Margaret Irene Brown, Meredith Margaret Brumfield, David Lee Bruns, Sophia Susanna Broom, Raven Chantel Bryant, Cornelia McFarland Buchanan, cum laude, Marilee Helena Elizabeth Bunn, Matthew John Burchell, John Maxwell Buritz, Hillary Michelle Berger, cum laude, Perrin Foster Berkey, Brendan Patrick Burns, magna cum laude, William Patrick Burr, Brian Alexander Birdlong, Luis Carlos Calderon Gomez, magna cum laude, Connor Kevin Callahan, Michael Smith Caltabiano, Jacqueline Farah Campos, Michael Glenn Campos, Tony Chen Chow, summa cum laude, Yudeng Chow, magna cum laude, Maxwell Jackson Capozzi, Cody Ryan Carmen, cum laude, Jerry Anthony Carapolo, Jr., Laura L. Carson, cum laude, Grace Helen Carter, cum laude, Lisa Aaron Carter, Julia Ellen Cartledge, Taylor Danielle Cavazos, Sean Michael Cawley, Jalea Alexandra Selick, Caitlin Annette Cesarati, summa cum laude, Laura Maria Shaheen, Jody Lynn Chamberlain, magna cum laude, Sharon Zipporah Champion, Rebecca Jewel Chandler, magna cum laude, Gwendolyn Elizabeth Chang, Epal Lan Chang, cum laude, Nicole Allison Channon, cum laude, Joshua Emmanuel Chow, Melissa Simone Charles, Lauren Louise Cheeseborough, Caitlin Alexis Cheladin, magna cum laude, Belinda Chin Chin, magna cum laude, Sherry Lee Chin, Sophie S. Chin, Matthew Frederick Churches, cum laude, Jason Chu, Emily Ian Chong, cum laude, Nicola Chiliota, Aaron Joseph Sapala, Matthew William Sitak, Kevin Michael Clavin, magna cum laude, Ruth Curry Clemens, Catherine Allison Clifton, Jacob George Close, cum laude, Joan Sasser Coker, cum laude, Elizabeth Maria Coleman, Michael Palmer Coleman, Zachary Ryan Coleman, magna cum laude, Peter Thomas Collette, Jamie Suzanne Kahn, James Reynolds Connor, Michelle Rose Connor, cum laude, Catherine Robin Cook, Emma Eliza Rose Drewer Cooley, cum laude, William Tanner Cooper, Olivia Renee Copeland, Molly Elizabeth Korn, Casey Elizabeth Costello, cum laude, Victoria Claire Cusa, cum laude, Lucille Haneen Cox, magna cum laude, Peter Francis Cozy, cum laude, Daniel Winchester Craig, William Lewis Craig, Madeline Claire Crank, Rachel Natalie Christ, Michael St. Elmo Crooks II, James Patrick Cross, Grace Irene Crow, cum laude, Amanda Taylor Crown, summa cum laude, Michael William Crowther, Chandra Nicole Crumpton, Jacob Kelly Culberson, Lauren Marie Culbertson, Chase James Cuniff, Parker Alexander Cunningham, Robert Allen Cunningham, Alexa Lauren Curran, magna cum laude, Rachel Suzanne Kerwin, James Robert Delia, Sasha Dodden, Christina McGraw DeFonte, Jitan Amrit Dashi, Kevin Roy Daly, Catherine Sanders Dallas, Matthew Robert Damstrom, Catherine Joanne Darby, Kevin Michael Davis, Lila Patton Davis, William Brennan Davis, Marlota Cornelica de Jong, cum laude, William Nilsson Degerberg, Carissa Marie Dieter, Julia Bianchi de Jesus, Kyle Scott DeLand, magna cum laude, Leah Joy DiMartini, magna cum laude, Benjamin William D'Amelia, cum laude, Camille Nida DiNardo, Chelsea Marie Deere, Yvonne A. DeRugan, Alexander O'Neill Dewey, Michael Stephen Diamond, summa cum laude, Samantha Brooke Dixon, Daniel Vincent DeShenza, Ethan Bryant Dixius, Caitlin Kimberly Dodd, Peter Brock Doley, Brett Joseph Dolliner, summa cum laude, Robert David Durrell, Brandon William Shun Dugan, Jessica Rose Dowling, Claire Elizabeth Dreyfus, cum laude, Carolyn Michelle Drinnen, Benjamin Alexander Dubois, Zachary J. Dubroff, Emily Grace Ducach, Hannah Noel Duckworth, Serena Kathleen Dugan, magna cum laude, Maxwell Douglas Dunbar, Kiri Chanel Duncans, Brooke Faith Ely, Shay Alethea Earl, Erin Juanita Edmond, Dominique Victoria Edwards, summa cum laude, Catherine Lee Edwards, Christina Marie Egia, summa cum laude, Joshua Thomas Eggold, summa cum laude, Jeffrey Christopher Eichenholtz, Hannah Elizabeth Elbaum, Nora Francis Elderkin, Solange Veronica El Kalasi, Jennifer Michelle Ellis, Chloe Elizabeth Evans, Joshua Everett, Morgan Leah Everts, Elias William Garou Exum, summa cum laude, Ian Ecker Farquhar, William James Fash Jr., Ellie A. Faulkner, Rachel Allison Fain, Scott Fader, Caleb Philip Kahn Firing, Caroline Alicia Fernandez, Nicole Danielle Fields, Berkeley Greer Fife, Maria Elena Falietti Vasquez, Robert Cody Fisher, summa cum laude, Samuel Leonard Fisher, Catherine Bergwin Fitzsimmons, Margaret Gilleran Fleming, magna cum laude, Hannah Catherine Florian, cum laude, Colleen M. Flynn, Benjamin Edward Fogler, Catherine Blair Ford, magna cum laude, Mary Margaret Service Forker, Alex Kimberly Forstenzer, Margaret Stoddard Fortner, Samir David Fraser, Mackenzie Fredericks, Stevie Scott Hollis Freest, cum laude, Vanessa Geisel Fuentes, Hannah Marie Gakey, Claire Elizabeth Yarnell Gamino, Dominique Danielle Gant, Andrea Grace Garcia, Emily Alberta Gardner, Desmond Shavas Garner, Alexander Joseph Gatinla, Christopher Dante Gaziano, summa cum laude, Juliana Ruth Ginsheimer, magna cum laude, Victoria Bond Gentry, magna cum laude, Eric Robert George, Valerie Elizabeth George, Tyler Nathaniel Gertis, Hannah Renee Gershenson, Adam Lawrence Gertz, Nathan David Gibson, cum laude, Evan Stanley Gilbert, Zachariah Vaughn Giordano, Benita Geary, Holly Nicole Glass, Rochelle Sum Glasman, Elizabeth Ann Glarum, magna cum laude, Verinda Gold, Madeline Ruth Gold, Brian S. Goldfarb, John William Goldklang, Danielle Sarah Goldman, Miriam Ann Goldstein, summa cum laude, Lamena Vasilova Golomanska, cum laude, Jesse Michael Golem, Elizabeth Ann Gonzalez, Giancarlo Andres Gonzalez, cum laude, Adam Turner Goodwin, Madeline Lynn Gutman, cum laude, Kayla Nicole Gordon, Joshua Woodrow Jamal Grady, Emma Diane Greger, Rachel Lee Graham, summa cum laude, Jacob Carlos Earl Grant, Nicole Gross, magna cum laude, Aaron Ross Grau, Angelita LaSharon Graves, Alexander Mathewson Greco, Daisha Ann Green, Kevin Andrew Green, Zachary Eric Green, magna cum laude, Samuel William Greenwald, Timothy Treadway Gregg, Joshua Andrew Gregory, cum laude, Natalie Elizabeth Griffin, magna cum laude, Helen Elizabeth Grissom, cum laude, William Colby Groover, cum laude, Philip Brian Grove, Cindy Gu, magna cum laude, Hannah Han Guan, magna cum laude, Michael Jian Guan, Emily Siebert Gustin, Duncan Charles Hall, cum laude, Kelly Marie Halem, cum laude, Michael K. Halper, cum laude, Joshua Robert Hansel, Ali M. Hawk, Matthew Edward Harper, cum laude, Camille Shanique Harris, Lauren Marie Harrison, Sarah Hassin, Caroline Louise Hatfield, cum laude, Charlotte Elaine Hawks, Veronica Renee Hawkins, Gregory David Hawley, Chloe Hayes, Christopher Brendan Hayes, David Aaron Haynes, magna cum laude, Holly Alicia Haynes, Benjamin Riley Hayes, Aaron Kimberly Hayes, Karen Elizabeth Hayes, Robert Daniel Hayes III, Scott Witherspoon Head, Emily Marie Heald, cum laude, Courtney Sierra Hurd, Emily Michelle Hebert, Madeline Elise Hebert, Hayden Lee Heftel, Daniel Jared Hellenick, Autumn Lee Henderson, Daniel Mackenzie Henderson, magna cum laude, Sarah Hendricks, Monica Elizabeth Herbst, cum laude, Julie Allison Herman, Victoria Joy Hester, Daniel John Hickey, Louise Edward Hinkle, magna cum laude, Spencer Ian Hodison, Daniel Patrick Hogue, cum laude, David Michael Holmes, Natalie Page Honkala, cum laude, Mallory Martin Hope, summa cum laude, Abigail Ann Hearn, summa cum laude, Elizabeth Ann Horowitz, Bryce Roy Hostetler, Leanne Ho, cum laude, Nancy Carter House, Forrest Dalton Howard, magna cum laude, Lillian Xu, Amanda Wanghing Huang, magna cum laude, David Huang, Elliot Wayne Huck, cum laude, Taylor Scott Hudson, cum laude, Baylor Vaughn Hughes, Madison Elizabeth Hughes, Megan Elise Humberg, summa cum laude, Aaron Ashley Hurst, Stuart Early Houston, Jr., Gregory Knight Hudson, Courtney Elizabeth Highland, cum laude, Alexander Amir Haisong, summa cum laude, Agbo Bessie Ekor, Ariane Renee Ingber, Kristen Nicole Ingram, Alexis Savannah Jackson, John Jordan Jackson, John Robert Jackson Jr., Benjamin Philip Jacobs, Caroline Elizabeth Jacobs, Clark Monroe Jacobs, Christopher Marshall Jaffe, Jordan Paul Janico, Jonathan Andrew Jason, Akela Tulani Jenkins, cum laude, Eric David Joffe, cum laude, Alice Hastings Johnson, Tierra Diashe Johnson, Logan Matthew Johnston, William Robertson Johnston, Chigi Andu Janubabako, Alonzo Darius Jones III, Jamie Lee Jones, James Isaac Jones, Joel Allen Jones, Amira Joseph, magna cum laude, Ashwin Joshi, Ashwini Deepak Joshi, cum laude, Jordan Ross Julo, Hannah Brooke Jumper, Madeline Adele Jurch, Christoph Eric Yule Nielsen, Jared Andrew Kamenetsky, Timur Sean Cameron, Adam Kaplan, cum laude, Kelsey Eugenia Karras, Zachary Allen Karlinski, Brandon Michael Katz, William Cavett Kay, Andrew Connor Keene, Emily Andrea Kelly, Emma Marks Kelly, Meredith Moore Kelly, Margot Murtaugh Kenwood, Eric Kessler, cum laude, Robert Lowell Kyer, Alexandra Bahar Kodadadi, Brandon Janil Kim, Hannah Kunji Kim, Hewan Kim, Suhan Kim, Elizabeth Ann King, magna cum laude, Joffrey Wilson King, magna cum laude, Robert Allen King Jr., Gregory Gordon Kirk, Mitchell Jeffrey Kleben, Edward Gregory Clemmer, Nora Catherine Klein, summa cum laude, Catherine Marie Klockenkemper, Jabari Knight, Gregory Todd Knox, Madison Bentley Comer, magna cum laude, Lyle Alyssa Coach, Anthony Andrew Covergan, Edward W. Kramer, Madeline Elizabeth Kratz, Elizabeth June Koo, Camille Kudra, Nicholas O'Brien Cull, cum laude, Adarsh Krishnaji Kulkarni, Ryan Russell Culpins, Diana Jade Luca Kumar, Max Harley Kushner, Nicole Alice Kushner, Julie Aaron Kutchin, Matthew J. Kutz, Rafal Wojtek Kificzynski, Warren Land, Ethan Barrett Landau, Jackson Veith Langham, cum laude, Jonathan Rottermund Larson, Megan Joy Laswell, cum laude, Alexander Michael Lavelle, Samuel Mark Lazaroff, magna cum laude, Caitlin Danielle Lee, Dustin Juup Lee, Aaron Elizabeth Lee, summa cum laude, Jack Andrew Lee, Zhangwan Lee, Jasmine Danielle Lee, Jin Vivian Lee, cum laude, Regina Jiwan Lee, cum laude, Sean Justin Lee, magna cum laude, Wong Ki Lee, summa cum laude. Andrew Wesley Legan. Lance Talbot Lehman, cum laude. Krista Lenhoff. Marissa Serena Lepore. Anthony James Leverett. Michael Harris Levin. Carly Rachel Levine. John William Morris Lewis. Zeb William Liebert. Nicole Samara Lieberman, cum laude. Jianjin Lim. Angel Lin. Autumn Daniel Lindenmuth. Hollis Elizabeth Leinberger. Keaton Z. Lipson. Jenna Page Litsky. Gongqi Liu. Xiaore Liu. Julianne Marie Loker, cum laude. Robert Knowlton Long. Madison Lee Longmire, magna cum laude. Nicholas Henry Lovinger. Ayana Hassana Lowry. Axel James Lundbeck. Grant Eric Lundell. Emily Phillips Lundberg, magna cum laude. Samuel James Lunt, cum laude. Robert Michael Lux. Colin Thomas Lynch. Megan Catherine Lynch. Bailey Diane Little. Sicheng Ma, cum laude. Kyle Sebastian McDonald. Mark John Machusik. Amy Brooke Mackey. Ann Stearns Modding, cum laude. Jae Gun Meng. Eric Walter Merton. Nabia Malik. Lauren A. Mandel. Alana Sierra Mon. Jonathan Brian Martz. Matthew Christopher Mossman. Allison Isabel Mast, cum laude. Kelsey Benita Mathern, cum laude. Taylor Nicholas Motter. Brittany Leanne Matthews. Hayden Lee May. Vivian Alexandra McBride. Jacqueline Day McCartney. Sarah Miller McClenahan. Misha Lynn McRae. John Nathan McDaniel. Kellyanne Marie McFall. Patrick P. McGee. Holly Noel McKee. Ryan Walker McKinney, cum laude. Daniel Wesley McInnes. Kevin Ross McLaughlin. Bryce Christian McMurray. Olivia Julin McNamara. Daniel Patrick McNeil. Richard Anthony McQuarrie III. Jacob Benjamin Meister, cum laude. Giacomo Dario Mulligari. Jared T. Melnick. Alyssa Julia Mello. Ahmed Ali Maiman. Jonathan Morris Meneses. Jonathan Kyle Merkley. Greta Ellen Messer, cum laude. Mati Heike Miatinen. Catherine Ann Milliam, magna cum laude. Kevin Patrick Mileski, summa cum laude. Blake Michael Miller, cum laude. Emily Miller. Matthew Everett Miller. Patrick Michael Miller, cum laude. Mary Leah Stribling Milnes, cum laude. Alexandra Ann Miner. Robert McKinsey Mitchell. Samira Ahmed Mohammed. Sarah Mohammed. Steve Hubert Monk, summa cum laude. Tanner Cole Montgomery. J. Lincoln Moody. Madeline Lucille Mooney, cum laude. Jessica Ann Moore. Lisa Marie Moore. Marjorie Nicole Moore. Catherine Lee Moran. Alexandra Danielle Morgan. Jeffrey A. Morris. Kristen Virginia Morris. Xavier Wilson Morse. Stephen William Morvant II. Cara Grace Moses, cum laude. Nicole Marie Macesso, cum laude. Angela Charisse Mosley, cum laude. Alexandra Brianne Musa Tukes. Rachel Laura Mauer, summa cum laude. Macaulay Campbell Muir, summa cum laude. Nishit Mamareddy, cum laude. Shelley Lynn Manakaisen, magna cum laude. Melissa Kathleen Murphy. Michael Overton Murray. Ryan Thomas Myers. Jessica Colette Nacht. Samuel Cooper Nodler, magna cum laude. Devin Catherine Nagel. Rohit Srikumar Nair. Anna Marie Naidu. Emily Christine Nassif. Grant S. Nassif. Emily Brooke Nathanson. Anthony Mark Endicom. Emily Margaret Neal, cum laude. Spencer Michael Netterhood, cum laude. Deborah Elizabeth Negus, summa cum laude. Samantha Rose Niebert, magna cum laude. Emily Joy Neal, cum laude. Gabrielle Nicole Nisi. Harrison Mark Newman. Alexander Prescott Nevins. Kendrick Vaughn Channing, cum laude. Chigazi Gina Chemka. Hannah Ellen Nochera. Ryan Michael Nolan. Hannah Garrison Nolte. Rebecca Lynn Nordine, cum laude. Joseph Matthew Norenya. Catherine E. Northskog. Jacob S. Nussbaum. Allison Lane O'Boyle, magna cum laude. Shannon Nicole O'Reilly. Peter Clifford Oakes. Rachel Christine Oberg. Francisco Jose Achua Vargas, cum laude. Adriana Lucia Okan. Aaron Obaba Ogunro. Jennifer Ezine Okereke. Sarah Ray Alaker, cum laude. Jasmine Nicole Olivier, summa cum laude. Michael Patrick Olson, summa cum laude. Christina Lewin U. Believe Azoma Opara. Akwasi Fofia Opoku. Grace Elizabeth Orders. Elizabeth Ann Ortlieb. Kendra Adams Osborne. Catherine Ann Taylor Osborne. Anastasia Noel Oswald. Ashley Nicole Oswald. Tanner Trace Owen. Khadija Aaliyah Owens, cum laude. Joanna Locke Palmer. Stephen Thomas Papastephan. Aniruddha Chintan Purik. Camille Mercedes Parker, magna cum laude. Natalie Morgan Pate, cum laude. Neil A. Patel, cum laude. Vama Vipul Patel, cum laude. Arnil Hogbin Paulau. Robert Bruce Posick, III. Elizabeth Marie Pellissier, cum laude. Alexander William Penn. Clayton Wesley Petty. Jason Michael Pfeffer. Philip James Pfeiffer III. Emma Miller Phillips. Margaret Haley Phillips. Connor James Pike. Devin Nicole Pinnerock. Douglas Drew Pinsky. Danielle Elizabeth Paisano. Evan Andrew Plemenos. Kevin Ronald Pulisic, summa cum laude. Eleanor Rose Pulikowski. Paul George Panmettum, magna cum laude. Michael Lewis Portu. Colin James Post. Sarah Elizabeth Post. Nell Candler Potter, cum laude. Alva Powell. William Chase Power. Raisha Pradhan, cum laude. Sylvia Marie Precht Rodriguez, cum laude. Catherine Grace Purdy. Richard Kindris Purdy. Megan Courtney Pursley. Yeshi Chi, cum laude. Laura Lynn Quast. Nathaniel Robert Quast. Virginia DeBlanc Quinn, magna cum laude. Nathaniel Lewis Whitman Rabin, Max Philip Rockoff, Shannon Nicole Radomski, magna cum laude. Amita Raj, Aparna Linga Raj, cum laude. Dana Rakamzanova, Catherine Austin Reddick, magna cum laude. Ashley Marie Reddy, Partha Sunki Reddy, Alec Thaddeus Renfro, magna cum laude. Ignazio Roberto Renzi, Janae Angel Rideau, Stephen Benjamin Ringel, cum laude. Brian Joseph Risso, cum laude. Mackenzie Anna Roach, Alana French Robbins, summa cum laude. Maxwell Brooks Robbins, David Ari Roberts, cum laude. Ryan Dungan Roberts, Hannah Winston Robinson, Bradley Michael Roach, David Zachary Rochelle, Emily Kate Rowland, Kristen Elizabeth Rose, summa cum laude. Jonas Alois Rosen, Hillary Ann Rosenjack, summa cum laude. Edward Harold Ross, magna cum laude. Isabel Timothy Ross, Meredith Jane Ross, magna cum laude. Daniel Richard Rossett, cum laude. Saber Janae Rucker, Megan Claire Russell, cum laude. Cara Julia Ryan, Alyssa Margaret Rincars, Stephanie Isabel Sade, Rachel Elena Sacknoff, cum laude. Elizabeth Lynn Saffold, Caleb Ezekiel Salazar, cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Salisbury, cum laude. Mungo William Sammons, Abigail Lynn Samuels, George Benjamin Sandler, Pranav Freddy Santapuram, magna cum laude. Ashley Rose Sapiro, cum laude. Akila Vijaya Sarathi, Angelica Christina Salisbury, Ashley Grace Salisbury, summa cum laude. Kimberly Lauren Savin, Kathleen Caroline Schaff, magna cum laude. Elliot Nathan Shear, magna cum laude. Melody Schmidt, Lilia Grace Schulenberg, cum laude. Michael Aaron Schulman, magna cum laude. Kelly Page Schultz, summa cum laude. Maxfield Thomas Schurtz, Jerry Melissa Schwartz, Julia May Seals, Alexavier Lejean Seals, Laura Caitlin Seberg, cum laude. Suzanne Alexandra Seehusen, Abigail Natalie Shakar, magna cum laude. Paul Herbert Shadowin, Ben Avi Shane, Grant Royal Shao, William Hugh Sharp, Zachary Allen Sheely, Sean Shing, Savannah Elizabeth Shepard, Andrea Ray Shakolis, cum laude. John Anthony Shippey, Sarah Ann Shockley, Tariq Halim Shotwell, John Joseph Shula, magna cum laude. Elias Zeno Siebert, Carolyn Grace Silva, Terrence Joseph Silvey, cum laude. Tariq Kari Simpkins, Yelena Nicole Sims, Alex Benjamin Sincere, cum laude. Philip Wilder Saragusa, Nicolette Vincenza Siringo, Caroline Greer Smith, Jared Thomas Smith, cum laude. Maya Elise Smith, Samuel Devant Smith, magna cum laude. Spencer Alexander Smith, Ryan Smithson, cum laude. Sam Lynn Snyder, cum laude. Allison Marie Soderstrom, cum laude. Christina Grace Solomon, cum laude. Jasmine Simone Sondi, cum laude. Boda Song, cum laude. Jonathan Bo Song. Wansuk Song. Adam Blake Soshnik. John Kat Spakapan. Carol Ann Spangler, summa cum laude. Karis Alexandria Spears, cum laude. Emily Asia Specht. Daniel Stephen Sperling, cum laude. Brooklyn Olivia Cheyenne Stanley. Helen Scott Stanley. Antoine Deshawn Steele. Chloe Marie Stegman. Lena Elizabeth Stein, summa cum laude. James Dale Stewart. John Hunter Stewart. Caroline Hillary Stock. Julie Rose Strickland. Logan Trey Stroberg. Eric Lazarus Stroyman. Claire Elizabeth Strothman, cum laude. Claire Marissa Stumpf. Aaron Christopher Suggs. Jack Stewart Suter. Catherine Sumariva, magna cum laude. David Sun. John Sangru Sun. Wesley Rayen Sun. Neil Shibely Sutton, cum laude. Layli Tagdisi. Peter Michael Tanico. William Andrew Tarnell, magna cum laude. Linnea Taidel, magna cum laude. Paulo Roberto Tavares de Almedia, Jr. Rachel Lynn Tellis. Kimberly Claire Tebow. Hrithik Sahil Thiruvengedam. Caroline Stevens Thomas, cum laude. Eleanor Carney Tilton. Destin Timothy Tisher, summa cum laude. Caroline Jean Talk. Hope Hester Tone. Luke Austin Torre Healy. Emily Elise Torres. Beaton Triplet. Anthony Joseph Tripodoro. Erica Christina Sy. Emily Ann Soy. Rachel Monique Turner. Richard John Tuortzik. Brett William Ungashik. Alexander Grove Van Buskirk. Mackenzie Brianne Van Meter. Juan Felix Vasquez. Carly Marie Vaughn, magna cum laude. Natasha Nicole Vaz, cum laude. Nikita Vira. Jennifer Ashley Vega. Michael Thomas Vennessy. Adrienne Vickers. Isabel Rose Vidro. Hannah Louise Viraslav. Sophie Rahit Vitter, cum laude. Sydney Nicole Waits Kudla. Todd Edward Waldenberg. Sonal Walia. Caroline Christine Walker. Caroline Haley Walker, cum laude. Sarah Lynn Walker. Savannah Christine Walker, cum laude. Laura Uffner Walser, cum laude. Blake Yuanjing Wang. Eileen Wang. Emily Wong. Rebecca Feiyu Wong, summa cum laude. Wendy Wong. Mary Estelle Warner. Matthew Spencer Watkins, cum laude. Anna Elizabeth Watt. Julia Rose Webb, magna cum laude. William Cody Weiglin. Eric Alexander Weinberg. Michelle Weinman, magna cum laude. Laura Eason Weinman. Whitney Garland Weissman, cum laude. Sean Alexander Weiss. Richard Meyer Wecker. Evan Ilan Werner, cum laude. Maximilian Colby Worthen. Michaela Maria Vetter. Elizabeth Rose Wheelock, cum laude. Leah Danielle Whitlow. Alexander McBrayer Wheel, Rebecca Marie Wiesehan, Samuel Ellis Wild, Trey Austin Wilkins, Haley Catherine Willer, Carrie Elizabeth Williams, Decorian Martez Williams, Joel Robert Williams, Catherine Marie Williams, magna cum laude, Kaylin Elise Williams, Kellen Hendry Williams, Samuel Harding Williams, magna cum laude, Elizabeth Sparling Wilson, Kimberly Marie Wilson, Amma Jean Winland, Robert Zachary Winston, Kevin Whitney Wistoff, Brian T. Woolgast, Julia Yinyan Wong, Claire Whitney Wood, cum laude, James Marcus Woodruff, Michael Ethan Woods, Laura Christine Roche Woodwick, Spencer Jackson Worley, Jessica Jing Wu, Sufei Li Wu, Kevin Xia, Junqing Xu, Chao Wei Xu, cum laude, Daniel Joseph Yaxon, cum laude, Justin Blake Yamauchi, Windsor Yang, Paige Ellen Yelvington, cum laude, Sung Soo Yoon, So Chung Yoon, Rakea Isabel Yosef, Ilyas Ali Yusuf, Ryan Adele Zoke, Yi Zhang, Xing Zan, Elin Zan, Zhanghui Kathy Zhou, Eileen Drew, cum laude, Hai Ju, Winyu Drew, cum laude, Ying Drew, summa cum laude, Caroline Page Zigrang, Stephen Tyler Zilberman, Zachary Dane Zirpolo, I present the December 2014 graduates of the College of Arts and Science. Haley Wynn Andriadis, summa cum laude. David Richard Armington Moore. Thomas Moore Barrett, cum laude. Arya Bekrati. Ariel Alexandria Benjamin. Anthony James Bellotta II, cum laude. Ryan Matthew Brockway, Nathaniel Asher Caton, Yun Cha, summa cum laude, Hassan Adolphus Clayton, George Austin de Rosière, cum laude, Jonathan Mark Dillon, Stephen Silsby Firestone, magna cum laude, Rafi Aaron Goldman, Rachel Lauren Hill, Madden Elizabeth Hodis, cum laude, Chase Terrell Jones, Anthony Allen Kemp, Robert Jacobs Kuhn, Branson Wade Langster, Kelly Lane Lurch, cum laude, Megan Elizabeth Latender, summa cum laude, Jaron Nathaniel Lewis, Fei-Ying Lu, magna cum laude, Justin Robert Martin, Mary Patricia Martin, summa cum laude, Kiera Rose Nacetta, Andrew Thomas Trent Noel, Gabriel Diaz Popich, Angela Nina Rao, Lauren Elise Rudolph Rocco, Ellen Marie Koning Rutherford, magna cum laude, Alexander Khalil Saeed, Scott Owen Scoder, Seth Alexander Schrage, Nina Patrick Scobie, Peter Pembroke Smith Jr., magna cum laude, Joshua Sean Tiensevo, Zachary Ryan Wasserstein, Matthew David Wilkes, Rachel Eden Williams, cum laude, Raymond David Woosley, Julia Ching Tao Zhu, summa cum laude. This concludes the graduates of the College of Arts and Science.
Graduates of the Blair School of Music, please come forward to receive your diplomas.
I present the May 2015 graduates of the Blair School of Music: Christian Alexander Arguello, Aaron Lindsay Arednik, cum laude, Elena Renee Avalos Bach, summa cum laude, Ethan Henry Bauer, cum laude, Elizabeth April Bloom, cum laude, Jake Devin Bray, summa cum laude, Kelby Scott Carlson, summa cum laude, Rachel Elizabeth Clemmer, Alexander Clifford Commande, magna cum laude, Brian Arthur Cooper, C.E. Crossley, Caitlin Connolly Falco, Andrew James Glenn, Arlen Jacob Goodrich, Alexis Nicole Graw, Alicia Danielle Guthrie, Stephen Hunter Guthrie, Sarah Elizabeth Haleman, cum laude, Michelle Elizabeth Holt, Emma Ruth Jackson, cum laude, Alexander Joseph Crew, Madeline Marie Laird, Matthew Swanky Lammers, magna cum laude, Charles Garrett Law, Colin Alexander Lewis, Henry Keen-Soon Louis II, magna cum laude, Corey David Mondel, Ki-Hoon Nam, cum laude, William Nathaniel Nichols, magna cum laude, Eleonora Grace Pertz, summa cum laude, Emma Jane Phillips, Lucas Edward Polson, summa cum laude, Trevor Scott Schill, Rebecca Lynn Simpson, magna cum laude, Stephen Ernest Sloan, magna cum laude, Charlotte Alexandra Ulrich, magna cum laude, John Michael Williams, magna cum laude, Xing An Ye, magna cum laude. This concludes the graduates of the Blair School of Music.
Graduates of the School of Engineering, please come forward to receive your diplomas.
I present the May 2015 Bachelor of Engineering graduates of the School of Engineering: Nida Thayana Abdul Malik, Anis Rayhana Abdul Mutalib, Athran Zuhail Abdul Rahman, Qani Abdul Rahman, Mohammed Hafiz Abdul Samad, cum laude, Asfar Abu Qasim, Paul Collins Adkisson, Jeremiah Olawatobi Afolabi, Christian Rhodes Alford, Adila Elias, Lloyd Wayne Ambrose Jr., Alex Jeffrey Anderson, magna cum laude, Anna Christina Arango, Jeremy Sandin Arkin, Matthew Stephen Armstrong, Stephen Tyler Arnold, cum laude, Stephen Joseph Arnst, Nicholas Lee Augsburger, magna cum laude, Daniel Olubasayu Owabemila, Muhammad Fahim Hanafi Azahan, Sayedina Umar Azmen, Kristen Claire Barth, cum laude, Sheikh Azon Baturul Zaman, William Chadwick Bearden, Adam Tyler Bell, Claire Elise Benjamin, Andrew Robert Bernard, Jr., Ryan Christopher Berube, Nathaniel Robert Bird, magna cum laude, Michael Lee Bischoff, Laura Elizabeth Blackburn, Sarah Elizabeth Bowman, John McDonald Boyd, cum laude, Nathaniel Mason Brayman, Timothy Foster Branton, Nathan Ryan Bremer, Nicholas Alexander Brown, Liana Marie Bunce, Michael Christopher Burkard, Jr., Haley Nicole Butterfield, Sergio David Cabreo, Connor Ray Caldwell, magna cum laude, Marie Alicia Casares Rosa, Michael Alexander Chiawai, Blanche Sidney Christina Chisholm, Courtney Marie Clary, Abigail Hannah Clausen, Ryan Andrew Coletti, Matthew Dawson Collum, summa cum laude, Joshua Allen Connor, Julianne Marie Connors, Daniel William Corona, Andrew Lanier Couch, William George Cross, Daniel Joseph Dedino, Alexandria Marie DeFern, Suruj Sambhav Deka, magna cum laude, Catherine Brooks Dickey, Julia Domovska, cum laude, Charlotte Louise Dawson, Thomas Patrick Dowling, Xingwei Duan, Karen Carter Duane, Elizabeth Lancaster Dunlap, Chloe Bowman Duval, John Kelly Ewing, magna cum laude, Jiaye Fan, cum laude, Alexander Lynn Fopple, Ashlyn Page Farantelli, Caitlin Maureen Flint, Whitney Claire Fowler, cum laude, Devitt James Frank, Michael A. Frashella, Jordan Friedman, cum laude, Zarif Sharar Ghani, Allison Leanne Garcia, magna cum laude, Patrick Andrew Givens, Alexander James Goodman, Karen Ann Grebens, Aaron Samuel Greenfield, Edward Lawrence Gavell, Nurul Ataika Haji Mohammed Noor, Aaron Francis Hall, cum laude, Robert Austin Hanlon, Vivek Hitendra Hansalia, magna cum laude, Mary Catherine Hardy, Grant Tyler Hebrank, Caroline May Henley, cum laude, Skylar Charles Hawes, Joseph Gabriel Hoffman, Alexander Thomas Holt, Matthew Hudson Hostetler, Atia Naila Houston, Justin Emmett Huntress, cum laude, Sheftrina Hussaini, Badiou Zorman Thazarfan Iskandar, Benjamin Moses Jacoby, Alyssa Ellen Jaffe, Ideal Muzaamil Jailani, Sherelle Antoinette Jarrett, Iman Judin, Nurul Farhana Jumari, Mackenzie Joe Kalb, Karina Denish Kanjaria, Aditya Vishwas Karhade, summa cum laude, Christina Carraz, William Hunter Kay, David Allen Keatley, cum laude, Marissa Katz Kelly, Paul Andrew Kempler, cum laude, Colleen Elizabeth Kerr, Noor Shahida Khalid, Edward Coe, Alan Benjamin Cole, Jamie Nicole Kravitz, Katan Sanjeev Kulkarni, Miranda Sue Coons, Caleb Garrett Langston, Taejun Tim Lee, Ethan Bernard Levy, Caitlin Ling Long Lee, David Zhao Liao, magna cum laude, David Lucia, magna cum laude, Christopher T. Line, Nicholas Xiao Kwang Ma, magna cum laude, Megan Kathleen Madonna, James Lucas Marshall, Robert E. Lee Marshall IV, Houston Boyd Massey, Noor Amalina Athira Matnoor, Noor Afika Mazlan, Cole Jones McKenna, Jeffrey Grant McNeil Jr., magna cum laude, Mohammed Izani Mudsaleh, summa cum laude, Robert Stephen Meddy, Molina Lee Mendive, Sumang Miao, Victoria Raquel Mitchell, Mohammed Hilmi Muhammad Tahir, Manisa Mohammed Tahir, Noor Shahira Muhammad Ali, Muhammad Fateh Muhammad Lani, Noor Asmamu Siddiq, Christopher Joseph Monson, Jacob Damian Moore, summa cum laude, Connor Morrison, Umu Farahanu Muhammad Hanafi, Jonathan A. Munoz, Anis Maisara Mustafa, Gilda Naka, Kelsey Elizabeth Neely, Andrew Alexander Nelson, Jake Diaz Noble, magna cum laude, Stephen Matthew O'Neill, Eric Achenhaus, Mihir Vikram Odak, Angela Lula Oluwasi Olayemi, magna cum laude, Brandon James Olaji, Oluwasi Jibomi Oluwandara, John Robert Peacock, magna cum laude, Orion Michael Phillips, Trenton Cole Pieper Gertis, Zachary Joseph Pryor, Mud Rashid Ramali, Daniel Levy Rauch, summa cum laude, Priyanka Ravichandran, Cameron Patrick Ridgewell, Shasta Nicole Kailani Rizi, Antonio Rafael Rodriguez, Asmita Farida Rosli, Mohammed Iqbal Hilmi Rusnan, Theodore Malik Russell, Nur Atiqua Sahir, Nur Shahira Saruna, Revolt Srimuch Saneh, Philip Aaron Shapiro, Faranen Shabab, Javon Durrell Shabazz, Keirulanwar Sharul Nizam, Tianwei Shun, summa cum laude, Kelsey Lorraine Simmons, summa cum laude, Ian Simonson, Zuya Song, magna cum laude, Monica Sowers, Imujire Emmanuel Soho, Matthew Stephen Spicer, Brendan Kent Stallard, magna cum laude, Brian Thomas Stanley, Matthew James Stein, Lana Renee Stilger, Sarah Lavendel Story, Connor Lee Strickland, Benjamin Francis Sturgeon, Berkeley Faye Sullivan, Matthew J. Sullivan, Lindsay Catherine Sumners, Pajan Soon, Supriyadi Tassim, Benjamin Kyle Taylor, Bindi Tai, Brittany Ray Thomas, John Wenpu Tian, Elizabeth Tyson Timbers, Madeline Johanna Tolish, Tate Andrew Travellini, cum laude, Camden Scott Treadway, Tori Nicole Trout, Forbes Turley, cum laude, Jevon Sukwan Tseng, Akash Umakantha, summa cum laude, Amaranth Callisti Unangst Stayskul, Celine Kristen Vanderwalt, Peter Charles Van Dusen, magna cum laude, Brittany Nicole Van Gelter, summa cum laude, Austin Chase Van Nemen, Mayar Varaste Ardakan, Christian Marcel Vogel, cum laude, Matthew Carl Volz, Jingjiao Wang, Emily Elizabeth Welter, Joy Millsaps Wepfer, Benjamin Charles Whittle, Jennifer Nicole Wigreiser, John Alexander Wirt, Kevin Matthew Wolf, Michael Andrew Worm, cum laude, Yuan Ji, Kuai Shi, Jianfei Yang, Da Ying, magna cum laude, Amy Margaret Young, Eric Michael Young, summa cum laude, Fletcher Ryan Young, Mohammed Zarfan Zenudin, cum laude, Ahmad Farid Lukman Zakaria, Ilman Ziat, Muhammad Zahir Zulkifli, Muhammad Faris Hadi Zulkifli, Nur Ahadia Farahana Zuraini. I present the December 2014 Bachelor of Engineering graduates of the School of Engineering. Andrew Russell Bridges, Isaiah Concepcion Spinney, I present the May 2015 Bachelor of Science graduates of the School of Engineering. Jason Anthony Arias, Andrew Michael Bachman, cum laude, Jesse L. Badish, Caroline English Ball, Jeremy Spencer Bradford, summa cum laude, David Harmon Brett, Grace Elaine Brown, Clinton Bryant Caudle, Jessica Marie D'Angelo, cum laude, Oliver J. Dormati, Caroline Emma Farkas, Gregory P. Fennell, Morgan Jessica Goldberg, Alexa Haley Grable, cum laude, Stephen Clayton Hattridge, James Lee Henley Jr., John Casey Hughes, Nathan Benjamin Collison, cum laude, Aston Sanford King III, Nicholas Brian King, magna cum laude, Douglas Andrew Kirkpatrick, Garrett Allen Clapper, Jonathan Stephen Layton, Mingyang Lu, Thomas Francis Majerus, Patrick Pittman Mays, Patrick Joseph McGannon, Jr., Brendan Danish McNamara, cum laude, Reed Christian Miller, Max L. Moss, Ian Michael Mundy, David Michael Nakayama, Jr., Sean Matthew O'Reilly, magna cum laude, Olatunde Matthew Osinake, William Matthias Pascucci, Brandon Scott Petray, Rebecca Lynn Reguero, William Taylor Reynolds, Amanda Julene Rice, Scott Diet Rice, Caleb G. Richard, Octavio Rascioli, Chad Wesley Ryan, Gianfranco Giancomo Scipioni, Walton Lawrence Seymour, Nolan Michael Smith, cum laude, Madeline Elizabeth Tegg, Rebecca Lee Turek, Nicole Ann Ufkes, magna cum laude, Juliana Elise Volcarengi, cum laude, Nathan Blaise Walker, Gardner Hayden Walling, Jared Charles Wasserman, Nathan Keen Wiegand, Eric Michael Woodard, Mary Catherine Young, summa cum laude, Adria Christine Zern, cum laude, I present the December 2014 Bachelor of Science graduates of the School of Engineering: Madeline Kate Bale, Alex Taylor Meyer, This concludes the graduates of the School of Engineering.
Will the graduates of Peabody College please come forward to receive your diplomas?
I present the May 2015 graduates of Peabody College: Jacqueline Taylor Ackerman, summa cum laude; James Scott Aiello, Catherine Elizabeth Anderson, Emily Verstandig Arnold, magna cum laude; Vanessa Brill Asaro, Grace Marie Austin, magna cum laude; Gregory Philip Baker, Emily Catherine Barron, Ilana Michal Barron, Christopher Maurice Boyd, Allison Hope Bennett, Sarah Elizabeth Bennett, Hannah Michelle Berkowitz, Erica Faith Bernstein, summa cum laude; Joseph Ari Bernstein, Sarah Jessica Bachner, Rachel Allison Boland, summa cum laude; Alexandra Nicole Bolak, Clara Ray Bracey, Avery Rose Breakstone, cum laude; Rachel Suzanne Britton, Sarah Keller Brooke, Carly Alyssa Brooks, cum laude; Madeline Isadora Brown, cum laude; Taylor Elise Bryant, cum laude; Sarah Catherine Bunch, magna cum laude; Amanda Stewart Bunton, magna cum laude; Molly Mills Burton, Parker McKay Calandra, Lauren Patrice Cardenas, magna cum laude; Leah Harris Carlisle, cum laude; Emma Lloyd Catlett, Catherine Hearn Kavanaugh, Tamara Rose Sekala, cum laude; Catherine Louise Chella, David Hanguk Chang, Minsu Cho, Frederick Choi, summa cum laude; Junyi Chu, magna cum laude; Jordan Kagan Schuyler Clark, Emily Rebecca Colbert, magna cum laude; Megan Alexandra Collins, Detonia Bekimbo Harry DeGogo Jack Jr., Isabel Catherine Dallance, cum laude; Sarah Denaz Darber, Shayna Emily Delala, Elise Marie Dirks Jacks, Amanda Brooke Dobler, Kelsey Diane Dreyer, Emily Drossner, Alexandra Lee Duckenfield, Alexander Matthew Eichner, Ryan Gordon Eisenman, Nicholas Wayne Elder, Megan Elizabeth Ellsworth, magna cum laude; Anne Michelle Engelstadt, Catherine Hannah Estepino, Monica Charisse Evans, Shadi Ariella Farahi, Amanda Blake Farenthold, summa cum laude; Carolyn Edwards Fisher, Catherine Jane Francis, Lindsay Nicole Freeland, Nicole Ann Friedman, Oren Zohar Friedman, Caroline Reagan Gaston, Zachary Lasser Gelman, magna cum laude; Jennifer Francis Gilbert, Rachel Alexis Gillis, Samantha Nicole Ginsburg, Matthew Samuel Girgis, Madison Lee Glasgow, summa cum laude; Janitra Yvette Gleaves, Jacqueline Zoe Goldman, magna cum laude; Michael Scott Goldman, Corey Jeremy Goldstein, Roy Wesley Gonzalez, Natalie Sarah Goodman, Scott Alexander Goodman, Ryan Richard Goodstadt, cum laude, David Gottlieb Gordon, Catherine Rose Gottwald, Madhumita Govindurajan, Alexandra Helene Grady, Lauren Elizabeth Graham, cum laude, Nicholas John Gravanti, summa cum laude, David Taylor Greenfield, Camille Eva Greer, Elizabeth Ruth Gunkel, magna cum laude, Meishi Guo, Victoria Elizabeth Ham, Connor Kevin Hart, Taylor Christine Hartline, magna cum laude, Ann Gaylord Havard, Catherine Claire Haynes, Claire Kiefer Heineken, cum laude, Mary Lloyd Leftwich Heller, summa cum laude, Margot Bowling Henderson, Nicole Tiffany Herman, cum laude, Andrew Jacob Herman, Tabitha Emily Hill, Julian Albert Hines, Sean Mackenzie Hogue, Sarah Michelle Hoffman, cum laude, Madison Christine Hufford, magna cum laude, Cassidy Ashton Hurwitz, magna cum laude, Paul J. Wung Huang, Amanda Blake Hyman, cum laude, John Serdar Aya, Genevieve Marie Imbush, Pia Christina Jacobs, Brooke Elizabeth Jacobson, summa cum laude, Reuben Gordon Jacobson, Joshua Austin Jeans, Erica Joy Johnson, Morgan Ann Johnson, Morgan Elise Johnson, magna cum laude, Celeste Marie Jones, Madeline Lewis Jones, Jane Winstead Kaiser, Claire Abigail Cassavon, cum laude, James Francis Kearns III, Allison Grace Kenny, Derek Leonard King Jr., Molly Ray Corbritz, Casey Elizabeth Kuno, Colin Michael Layback, Margaret Page Lambert, Cara Page Lamata, magna cum laude, Alexandra Lauren Langley, Heather Marie Lau, summa cum laude, Alexandra Parks Ledden, Neray C. Lee, Jake Schneider Lesser, Phoebe Sarah Lev, cum laude, Emily Elena Levine, Anna Pai Liang, Laura Ann Lindsay, cum laude, Elizabeth Pate Little, magna cum laude, Emily Alina Litzo, Kevin Liu, magna cum laude, Rosemary Ying Yang Lu, summa cum laude, Sarah Allison Lord, magna cum laude, Marin Michael Loveman, George Thomas Luke, Rebecca Joy Luderman, cum laude, Mackenzie Carol Lyles, Caitlin Grace Magnati, cum laude, Maya Antonina Majewski, Paige Alexandra Malone, magna cum laude, Sydney Jane Mark, Nathan David Markowitz, magna cum laude, Alexis Lynn Mayhall, Heidi Eileen Maynard, William Ryan McCormick, Kristen E. McDaniel, Denasia Javon McGruder, Grace Ryan McKinney, magna cum laude, Mary Bess McWhirter, Aliza Zane Morali, Jamie Alexandra Merkrebs, magna cum laude, Claire Ireland Mesrobian, Rory Lee Mitchell, cum laude, Bailey Marie Monarch, magna cum laude, Christian Theodore Mock, Jr., Kathleen Corcoran Moody, cum laude. Hannah Rose Mowry. Clay Austin Myatt, summa cum laude. Cassandra Abigail Mihailovich. Grace Catherine Myers. Ethan Maxwell Neal. Michael Timothy Newman. Sally Nichols, summa cum laude. Alyssa Marie Nemec. Bianca Natalia Novo, magna cum laude. Jessica Marie Nyland. Alexis Weinman O'Hara. Stephen John O'Leary IV. Lin Wen Ong. Samantha Page Orland, magna cum laude. Dana Michelle Palmieri, cum laude. Michael Grant Palumbo, cum laude. Austin Knight Paramore. Hannah Park. Oliver William Patton. Allison Page Patterson. Samuel E. Payette. Hope Elizabeth Perkins. Elena Marie Perzik, summa cum laude. Rebecca Blair Pettit. August Beam Phillips. Jenna Elise Pickering. Mace Reed Pigman. Lionel James Pomerantz. Morgan Bucher Popora, cum laude. Chelsea Faye Preisler. Melina Kastranakis Prentakis. Michael James Quirk. Hannah Frances Radford, magna cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Ramsey. Jackson Elliott Reimers. Gregory Maximilian Resnick. Jennifer Elizabeth Richards. Kathleen Mary Richards. Taylor Lindsay Richardson. Justin Paul Roth. Koela Niall Royster, magna cum laude. Shannon Jane Ruggie, magna cum laude. Rebecca Juliet Ryan. Alexandra Elena Saklaridis. Anthony Andrew Sanchez. Anthony Vincent Sandoval. Kellen Jeffrey Sanger. Madeline Jones Santulli. Parker James Saunders. Michael Day Savage. Emily Faith Shellhaus. Michael Schoenfield. Heidi Catherine Schutte, cum laude. Charles Gordon Schwartz. Melissa Sarah Seltzer, cum laude. Ryan Brotherton Silvaggio. Danielle Nicole Shapiro, magna cum laude. James Bamba Siakam. Alexis Patrice Simpson, cum laude. Susanna Helen Sitterly. Austin Jacob Smith. Charles Earl Snow, Jr. Kenneth Mark Soule. Eli Matthew Soames. Samuel James Spector. Jacob Lucas Squadron. Abby Ray Stevens. John Samuel Stevens. Oliver William Stevenson. Haley Brown Stulegros, cum laude. Catherine Jones Stultz. Jenna Michelle Sekernick. Mackenzie Shea Swerble, cum laude. Emma Sophia Tadlock Goldsmith, magna cum laude. Sloan Elise Teichman, cum laude. Omega Christina Tennant. Abby Rose Tuerbe Tolone, summa cum laude. Ryan Michael Thomas, magna cum laude. Catherine Mary Tien. Natalie Lauren Tips. Olivia Beth Tamaris, summa cum laude. Blair Elizabeth Trammell. Haley Catherine Trost, magna cum laude. Joseph Dominic Tropiano, summa cum laude. Kelsey Flynn Ernest. Nicole Christine Valkas. Dylan Cale Vanderwall. Allison Claire Van Conyenberg, cum laude. Margaret Claire Waits. E. Emily Weiner. Charlotte Claire Weiss. Caroline Elise Whitmore. Jocelyn Maria Wildhack. Kelsey McCalla Williams, magna cum laude. Caitlin Hope Winburn, cum laude. Allison Rose Wizolowski, magna cum laude. Amy S. Wong, cum laude. Eric Tai-Hu Wong. Tiffany Wong. John Wyndham Rogers Weiss. Jai Yan. Imogen Tatiana Yates. Changru Yu. Amy Kate Yurkovitz. Monica Catherine Zwolinski, summa cum laude. I present the December 2014 graduates of Peabody College. Jasmine C. Agravi. Lydia Nicole Apostolic. Sean Christopher Bartlett, magna cum laude. Cabell Winchester Brown, cum laude. Leslie Ann Gorskowski, magna cum laude. Brianne Maurice Guarino. Caitlin Evan Heileman, cum laude. Bonnie Renee Williamson, magna cum laude. I present the August 2014 graduates of Peabody College. Mylan Jamar Brown. Christopher Lee Clore. This concludes the graduates of Peabody College.
As we approach the close of this beautiful ceremony, I ask that you please rise and join with Kelby Scott Carlson as he leads us in the singing of Vanderbilt's alma mater. You'll find the lyrics inside the front cover of your program.
Again.
Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to join all of us in a few moments for strawberries and champagne on Library Lawn. Graduates, I am entrusted by the university with the privilege of sending you forth to raise up this great world. Go forth with the assurance that the special bond between you and Vanderbilt will endure. Your imprint on this university is indelible, and the ideals and values that take root and nourish during your time will remain a guiding force and anchor you down in the days ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, this ceremony is closed. Congratulations.